Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Techado again, and just wanted to wish you guys a happy new 2023 year. 2022 was a total devastation, the second half especially. In related to like crypto and everything, we saw a multitude of scams just happening one after the other. Literally assets getting drained from like different crypto markets. And a lot of these games that we talked about in the channel are on their very edge of extinction. And yet they're battling for survival. So it's a interesting year that we went through, and it's going to be a very, very interesting year this year because remember this, it is the time in bear market when you collect your assets and make your assets become valuable, right? So we do this every time there is a huge recession hits and everything. So today's video is not about that. Today's video is about one of the games I know that you have been waiting for some news or opinion or perspective and everything. Yes, we are going to head over and watch what is happening right now in Pegaxy. Now, probably one of the only content creators right now standing behind this project. Still looking into this project, speculating this project, giving multitude of ideas to improve the project. And what should I say? I should say that it's a very bold step taken by the CEO, which is Corey, and it's his bold step of stopping the game for this year before it's going to take 3 months for them to come back. So look into this. This is what they said. It is going to be a Web 2D, 3D gameplay sunset. Now, there is multitude of factors we are going to decide, and we are going to decide this. We are going to discuss this only because we have to understand our mistakes, what we made. I know that the game has ended, but it is not the ending. It is not that Pegaxy has ended or anything. They will be going through a transition, which will be from a Web 2D, 3D to a mobile kind of a gaming platform. That's what I think the route is, because they have decided to change the route again and head over for more like a gaming experience on your phones rather than just being on a computer, because that utilizes a lot of resources and stuff like that. So this allows us to focus 100% of our resources on shipping the next stage of Pegaxy by the end of Q1, which is 3 months. We'll keep you updated any additional changes and new roadmaps as they are finalized. Well, what are they talking about? They are probably talking about this guy, which again, you will see that I've been following this project very, very close. I usually do not make any video because it's purposeless right now to make any videos about it. But since this is the sunset of Pegaxy, I think I took a screenshot of, it should be in downloads. Yeah, I took this screenshot today. So Q4 was not that good because they changed a lot of stuff. They did a lot of changes in Q4. What are the changes that happened? Let's do a small recap. Number one, they changed the lobby, experience, which means they decreased the amount of racers that were there. They added an entry fee. Then they played around with the entry fee, but with all these changes, they could not even fill up their servers. There were long queue lines for a person to join the race, which actually kind of showed that, very less people were more interested in playing the games. And if you have kept a very, very keen eye on their, Discord servers or anything, their servers had decreased in the amount of, verified people by a lot, because this was sky high back in the day. But as you can see, people are leaving the servers, which is 5309 right now, which was 5313. And, it happens, to be honest. But what is the quarter first? It's going to be leaderboard tournaments, Pega Swap, Rent on Pega on mobile, skill-based release, Battle Pass, and Drop Rewards Network. Q1 is going to be very, very interesting if it gets released. And this is the, sad part of, sticking around with the project, is that this project had probably ended like March or April. Long time back, March or April. And clever are those people, those who did not listen to a lot of, talks that were going around, and they took out their assets or anything, because that's how a lot of people play the game. Like, nobody plays a game as a game. A lot of people play it for profit, and the profitability factor of the game was removed more or less March or April, when the coins started tanking and everything. So this is going to be the update of the roadmap. Please take a picture of this. Keep it in your mind. As a matter of fact, hold on a second. I think I should do this. Forward 2022, 2023. So what is going to remain? What does this mean, that sunset and all that stuff? Basically, you still have your resources. I mean, you still have your marketplace open and everything. It basically depends. This is like a thing. It's an option given to you. It is your decision what to do. It's your decision to stay, remain, sell off your assets, keep holding on to the assets. Now, I will explain you one of my fears, and I hope that this doesn't come true. Just because maybe I'm a little bit, I panic sometimes about knowing all the evils around, and like being a little bit more mature than probably the CEO is, and a little bit more knowledgeable than he is probably. But so let's go out here. Let's go to this. Let me log in through my ledger. Some things that you're going to notice, and I think about the assets and everything. Let's log in really quick, because otherwise I would not be able to show you this. I just came back from work, and we were supposed to stream on Twitch, and didn't have even time. I'm like, I saw this announcement early morning. I'm like, interesting. Sorry, folks. All right. So basically, all of your assets are going to remain. Marketplace is going to remain. Fuse and all that stuff might not happen anymore. Breeding and all that stuff might not happen anymore. But Apollo will remain. And this is what I was talking about. If you go to overview, last 15 days period or last month period, and as I was actually making a video, and just a few days before, I didn't launch it at that time, I was noticing this, that for last 30 days there was no Pega sales done. There was no sold Pega. They just kept on burning. Minting was like literally very, very less. So last 15 days, and you will see literally mint is very less. Like, it's probably not even on the graph. Yeah. I mean, it's so less that it was not even on the graph. So I had a fair picture that, so I had two thoughts. I had thoughts that maybe this is bugged. So I wanted to post this on Twitter. I did not post it just because, it's purposeless to start a conversation on a project that's probably at a staled kind of a situation, which is just lying around. But I did see this, and my major concerns was, why are there's no sales? That the reason behind, now I understand that the reason behind is that probably the amount of people playing the game was not at all much. So we can check in racing, finished races for today. It's not that bad. But most of them are playing pledge racing and all that stuff. So it's not that bad, but it is not also, like, you don't have people with deep pockets playing this game, and that's what, dominates, to be honest, any sort of NFT games, any sort of Web3 games. If you do not have people with huge pockets playing the game is just there, to be honest. Also, the reason behind is that it has no value. So right now, PGX does not have any value. Vis doesn't have any value. My question would be this to Pegaxy I would ask this question also. So you see how we have like PGX and Vis. So this is claimable. This I have nothing locked, just because I probably never I've probably stopped playing this game like 4 or 5 months back whenever I made the last video about Pegaxy. And all these assets will transfer over, so don't you worry on your assets. So your assets are going to remain. Even assets that are present on, even Themis is going to transfer over. So if Themis, so this is going to remain. So don't you worry on Themis. And our Eris is going to remain. Eris, Pegaxy. So Themis, Eris, all this is going to remain. So don't you worry about all these stuff. This is going to remain. Nothing is changing on that. My only question would be this, that please tell me this, that there should not be another token which will be the new token to replace Viz. Because if that happens and Viz get replaced with some platinum Viz or, some other Viz, basically what happens is that all of our assets that we have, whatever you have out here, PGX is going to remain because that's their governance token. If they make another utility token, then most of the stuff that I have would not hold any value. So I will post this on Twitter. I'll ask a question on Twitter. If they reply, it's fine. Most of the time, I don't think they're going to reply, but I'm still going to post this question, that what will happen to the Viz that we have accumulated over the time. That shows our presence, that shows our involvement in the game. And most of us, those who have stayed, a lot of them didn't even pull out their assets because it's purposeless to pull out assets for like $2-3 and all that stuff. So we are all in this situation. So don't think that that you are in this situation alone. We're all in this situation. We all more or less know in the back of our mind what's going on. Okay, I am here just to see how this thing plays out. We have made multiple suggestions in the channel. And again, we are going to make multiple suggestions once Q3 hits and the game gets relaunched on their mobile format. So do stay tuned on that, because always have I given constructive criticism, because it helps to or enables you to build up better. I think it's a very, very bold move, to be honest, to close the game, because if you see that there is no excitement in the game, you have to build excitement. And most of the time, a lot of these Web3 games runs through hype, and relaunching a game again or reopening the game again, maybe after like 3-4 months. Is this a good play? Maybe and maybe not. It's more of a gamble, but Pegaxy is more like they actually fall into gambling and casino category. So basically, with the introduction of entry fee, right now not, because nothing has value. When anything is not value, it's not considered as gambling and casino. But whenever this thing will have value, you will see that it is falling into that sort of category. And I will separate myself from recommending you which pega to buy and all that stuff, and strictly move into stats, because that's what I was doing in the beginning, just to talk about stats and everything. But yep, that's all from the channel Techado. That's all the news that you need. Few questions is actually on the top. You'll see my Twitter handle, and if you want to know whether the assets are going to remain and what sort of tokens are going to be there, will it be the same tokens or not? If not, what are the necessary preparations you need to make? As of now, you don't have to do literally anything. You can keep all of your assets. Nothing is changing. It is just that they want to shift from a 2D, 3D racing experience for your thing, and they want to switch it to for mobiles. First month of Q3 is going to be super critical. And it is my hint to you. All you have to do is the day launch, watch Pegaxy's Viz prices. Once you see those Viz prices, those who are stuck, please be sensible and decide what to do from there on. Because I am not going to give you any sort of advice or anything. That's totally upon you. You're matured enough to understand what to do and what not to do. But if you want, you can follow my Twitter handle, and from there we are going to post a thread, and where you guys can see, if the team reacts to that or not. Yep. Have a nice new year, and we are going to be back with Sunflower Land's new update. And something I have not talked about Sunflower Land, we're going to break down, how to make more profit on Sunflower Land using it, or building up your SFL and all that stuff. So, good night.